Welcome to the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome aboard. We are crossing the channel on the streamboat today.
Oh yeah, we're going out to sea.
Yes.
I like it when we go on these international trips on the streamboat. We have to pack extra baggage.
Stoke up the furnace.
Yeah, you have furnaces on a steamboat.
Yeah.
Is it a steamboat or streamboat?
Streamboat.
But it's powered by steam.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a bit antique.
I should probably know. We've been driving it for 3 years.
We've also said in the past we've got sails, so it is a bit of a Frankenstein's boat, but
I like it.
Gets us where we need to go. And this week it's France.
We're going to France, everybody. Strap in because this one's going to be difficult.
Is it?
Yep. There's no dub to this film, Nick.
Okay, so yeah, fine. From taking a note point of view, quite tricky.
Which is why, yeah, because I've got no fucking clue what happened. Let's start from the start and we'll talk about it. So this film's called Ares, A-R-E-S. It's from 2016. It is an 18. It runs for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Pretty short. Currently rated at 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's not a bad rating.
No, it's a pretty good rating. I was uber pissed off when I saw that it had no dub. I'm not going to lie. I nearly was like, no, we're not watching it. We're changing it.
We're one ahead of last week because I've found my notebook.
That's good. That is good.
So,
where was it?
It was in my laptop bag.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't it have been?
Didn't watch a movie on my laptop. Don't know why it was in there. Anyway.
Like you say, everything's all upside down in your house at the minute. Yeah, there's no dub to this film. It's a very dialogue-heavy film, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to be more action-based, but there's a lot of dialogue in this.
There's basically only 3 action scenes in this movie.
Yeah, which is what I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting a story. Not as much of a story as I got.
A social commentary, indeed.
Indeed. So, this is going to be difficult. It might sound a bit disjointed from my notes.
We'll be good.
I might have missed stuff, but between us, we can get it. We'll get there. We've been doing this a long time. We know what we're doing. This film stars a guy called Ola Rapace.
Yeah.
He plays a character called Ares.
Sure.
Hence the name of the film. He's also got another name. Ares is his fighting name.
Yeah.
His actual name is
Radar,
which is a better fighting name. So, hey ho. This dude's Swedish.
Yeah, he is.
Born and raised in Sweden. How did you recognise him?
Did not recognise him.
He's in a James Bond film.
Is he?
He's in Skyfall.
Yeah, I haven't seen that
He's
one.
also on Skyfall's list of actors. There's about 6th. So I haven't seen Skyfall or any James Bond film as is famous.
No,
but he's
I think
quite
I've seen 2 Daniel Craig films. I did watch Skyfall and I really didn't like it.
Okay. He's quite up in the cast, so people might know who he is.
Cool.
Also stars a guy called Micha Lescot. That's French. I'm assuming it's not pronounced like that. He plays Myosotis, which is a very difficult name to pronounce, and I'm going to struggle with it all the way through. He's French. You're not going to have heard of anything he's been in.
He plays Ares'
drag queen next door neighbour.
Yeah.
And probably the best thing about this film?
I'm not dropping my anchor down.
Oh, he's not dropping
yet.
his anchor just yet. And then also stars Thierry Hansisis. He plays the coach.
Okay.
Isn't named, just credited as the coach. Again, not going to have heard of anything he's been in, I don't think.
Do you know who Ola Rapace is?
No. Should I?
Do you know his wife? Or his ex-wife?
No. Is it who I think it is?
We've seen her this season on Bottom of the Stream.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
I thought the surname was like an unusual name, but I didn't know there was a relationship there.
Yeah. They are ex-husband and wife, Ola and Nomi Rapace.
Nomi Rapace. Has she been in more than one film we've done?
I don't believe so. I think she was just in What Happened to Monday, which is currently top of this season's stream table.
It is. I wonder if her ex-husband can get up there with her.
Well, at least they are already separated, because, my God, it would cause an argument if one of them were to...
Oh, God, yeah. If one was at the top and one was at the bottom. Let's hope not. This film's directed by a guy called Jean-Patrick Benes. He's a French film director. You've probably not seen any of the films that he's made unless you're into French cinema. He also has a writing credit on this film, alongside Benjamin Dupas, Jeremy Gousses, and Alain Maudit. There's 4 writers credited on this film.
Cool.
They're not all credited as writers, though.
Oh.
Do you want to know what they're credited as?
Yes, please.
So, Benjamin Dupas is credited as a collaborator.
Okay.
Jeremy Guez is a scenario collaborator.
Okay.
John Patrick Benes wrote the dialogue and the screenplay, and also is the director. And Alain Maudit also wrote the dialogue and the screenplay.
Oh,
I don't know what a scenario collaborator does. It's a new one on me.
It's a bit of a round table meeting thing. That's what I'm thinking of.
I've got some box office stats.
Oh, lovely.
You love a box office stat, don't you? This film has had a cinema release in 3 countries in the world.
Nice.
France.
Fine.
As you would expect. Greece.
Okay.
and the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, God, obviously.
Which country out of those three did this film make the most money in?
United Arab Emirates.
No.
Oh,
France.
Greece. Oh. I thought you sold me down the river.
I did, I'm sorry.
I was like, it's not going to be the obvious one.
Would you like to know the grosses for each country? 'Cause
Yes, please.
One of them's quite fun.
Okay.
So this film in France grossed $97,473.
Okay.
Not a lot.
No.
In Greece, made $11,251. It's even less, considerably less.
Okay.
In the United Arab Emirates, this film made $419.
Oh, okay.
It's not many, is it? It's not many dollars,
That's maybe like a screening.
which gives it a worldwide gross of $109,143,
Wow.
but it's basically zero
Yeah.
in cinema world. In the cinema world, I imagine Netflix have paid more than that to get it on their streaming service.
I bet they haven't.
So I don't know. I don't know where this money's come from because it feels like a big budget film.
It
It doesn't feel like a low budget
No,
cheap film.
it-
Not in the slightest.
It spends its money well.
It does. It has a ludicrous
It
story.
looks polished.
It does. It looks like a proper film.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't made any money anywhere.
Hams the brakes.
Yeah. Which puts it squarely into our wheelhouse.
Oh, it is definitely
It's
bottom of the stream.
100% a bottom of the stream film. It's basically, I feel like we should give a bit of a synopsis before we start
Fine.
because it's going to be a mess. So it's basically about a guy. It's about France is now a poor country set in the near future, 10, 15 years in the future.
It's 2035.
Yeah, so not that far in the future, 13 years away.
It's a dystopian Paris.
Yes.
France is bankrupt.
France is bankrupt. Everybody's pretty much homeless. Drugs are rife. So they've basically taken all the laws away and you can do whatever you want with your own body.
Yeah.
If you want to kill yourself, that's fine. If you want to take drugs, that's fine.
You can
As long as
sell
not-
it.
You can
Rent it out.
You can rent out your body for shit. So this new sport has taken off in the world,
Yeah.
and obviously there's no rules. You can do whatever drugs you want. You can.
The country's
whatever you
run
want
by
to.
these big pharmaceutical corporations rather than a government.
But we are given all of this because I would normally say to you right now, where does this film start, Nick? This film starts when you're basically reading a book.
Yeah.
So I've written it all down. So I'm going to go through it all. So the first screen comes up. It says July 29th, 2027. So we're only starting 5 years in the future.
Sure.
The principles of respect for the human body are modified by law. So basically, you don't need to respect your human body anymore. You can do whatever you fucking want with it.
Sure.
Man can now sell, rent, dispose of his body as he wishes. Human experimentation becomes a mere act of commerce.
Yeah, you want to sell that kidney? You sell that kidney.
Sell it if you want it. You won't need it. You might need it, but if you don't need it, sell it. Do
If
what
you need the
want.
cash, sell it.
Basically, make as much money as you can
Yeah.
because we're not giving you any. Then it says Paris, March 2035. So we've jumped 8 years already and we've not even seen a single scene of footage yet. France was rich, now is poor. That's what the first slide says. So, okay, with that, you're really spoon feeding this to me. Most have lost hope and are just trying to survive. This isn't writing now. This is Raider telling us this.
Yeah.
It's a voiceover.
We're sort of panning through the streets of France. Then there's riots.
Yeah, there's TV screens all over the Eiffel Tower.
bins
there's-
on fire.
Yeah,
There's
you've seen dystopian.
looting.
Yeah. He says, I am lucky I have a job. And the world has been taken over by what is now become the biggest sport in the world, which is called the arena.
Yeah.
Basically, our dude that we're following, this is Raider, he was the best in the world at this.
No, he was. I
Or
thought
he's-
he was a fighter, but he wasn't. He was okay.
Oh, I got the impression that he was like great at it, like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because he said
I didn't. I got. He was
Okay.
But anyway,
he was a fighter
He was
10
fine.
years ago. He
Yeah.
retired because he had a stroke.
why did he have a stroke?
Because he got beat up a lot.
Yeah, and also because all these fighters, there are no doping laws.
No, you can do whatever you want.
So they can all get absolutely pumped full of drugs and then go and beat the shit into each other.
Yes.
And they are effectively being experimented on.
The human experiment.
Yeah.
That's basically the whole concept of this film. We finished there. It cuts into the title card. And we're in a gym type area. These beefy, fighty, muscly guys are being selected for what appears to be a job.
Yeah.
So there's a female policeman there, policewoman. And she's selecting 5 or 10 of the biggest guys there
Yeah, the beefiest
job.
of the warriors.
because she needs some riot police because
She
there's
does.
a riot going on outside.
They're basically being deputized, aren't they?
Yeah. So she's like, for the next 24 hours, you're going to be a policeman. Here's your riot shield.
Get in the van.
Get in the van. Let's go and try and stop or control this riot. And there's a people protest. There's a tower. There's like 5 towers in Paris.
Yeah, there's several of these big pharmaceutical
companies. People are protesting outside of all of these towers at all times because that's where the money is.
Yeah, and there's been, I can't remember what the figure is, thousands of deaths in the past few years through all these human experiments.
And we find out quite early on that despite there being not many laws and this being a lawless society, guns are very much banned in France.
Yeah.
You are not allowed a gun. It's everywhere. There's signs on the door. He's on a subway train, I think, when we can see no guns allowed. And people seem to follow this rule. This is a rule that's highly policed.
Yeah.
Nobody's got a gun. Raider is selected as one of these riot police. Spots his niece.
Obviously not for the first time.
Not for the first time. He's done it before. Yeah. Spots his niece is being arrested or being taken in a van somewhere. And he gets her and takes her home.
Yeah.
That's how this film starts. How are we pronouncing this company name? Donalivia? Donavia? So that's where they're at. The company's called Donavia. They make these wonder drugs that these fighters are taking. We're at this tower.
The protesters wanted to stop this human experimentation.
Yeah.
Like I say.
So then we head into this tower and we meet.
But then nothing kicks off. We don't actually see any of the riots.
No.
It kind of cuts.
We're just supposed to assume that these riots are happening all the time. It's just a thing that happens. So we go in the tower. There's a lady. She comes into the room where she meets some executives in suits. She reports 10,000 deaths from whatever she's been experimenting with. But she has got hold of an arena fighter that she thinks will work.
Yeah.
She thinks we'll be able to take this new drug she's developed and work. They've tested it somehow on his blood. They meet up with him, don't they? She goes to meet up with him.
So we cut to the boardroom of the company. And I don't think I picked this lady's name up, but she's like the corporate figurehead.
Yeah. She's like the doctor in charge of this drug, isn't she?
Yeah. And she's at a board meeting and she says to the board, the experiments aren't going well. We've had all these deaths, thousands and thousands. But there is one ray of hope.
Yeah.
We think we've identified someone where we can demonstrate our testing on.
Yes.
And we don't really get details on how they've identified them at this stage. And then at the same time, we're sort of following Ares off duty now.
Yeah.
So they've controlled the riot, I presume.
Yeah, presumably.
We know it's in the future because there's a monorail going around
yeah.
the top of Paris. And he goes to the resistance.
Yeah.
So he's just been policing this riot, and then he's now he goes and drops his niece off basically with his sister at the Resistance HQ.
Yeah.
And they all sort of say, "Well, thanks for bringing her back, but now fuck off. You're a cop." They trust him. They know he's not
a real cop, but he works alongside cops. Yeah.
And his niece hates him for this.
Yeah.
Because he's part of the machine, part of the system. Then we follow him to the police lady's house who selected all the riot people, and they just go at it.
Yeah, I think they're having some sort of special affair.
And then all of that sort of happens as an intercut.
Yeah.
And then we follow Ares again as he goes to the training gym.
Yes.
And his promoter's there, and this guy is a seedy little fucker.
Oh, his coach. Yeah, he's not a nice guy. He's all out for money.
He's not oily and
it's like Timothy Spall.
Yeah, yes, he is. He's
creepy, seedy, greasy.
Le Timothy Spall.
I've got nothing against Timothy Spall, but it makes me want to have a wash every time I see him.
I really wondered what you were going to say. I'm so glad you said wash.
Wow. Nah, it's too old for me.
Anyway.
And this woman's there. This woman we met.
The corporate
lady's there.
She's kind of ominously sitting in the corner, isn't she?
Yeah.
And Ares, Raider kind of goes, "Oh, where the fuck did you come from?
Who the fuck are you?" And she says to him, "We've got this new drug. If you take this drug for us, you will win every fight.
Yes,
you will guarantee
and
it."
the coach says, "This will jumpstart your career." He says, "You're a loser, mate."
Yeah.
This
Who
is
the fuck are you talking to? I've been retired 10 years.
You've got nothing to lose. And she says, "Look, we've got, obviously because you were a fighter previously, we've done extensive tests with this new drug on all the basically all the blood we've got on file.
Yeah.
And yours is the only one.
Yeah, it kills everybody else.
That doesn't react to it.
For some reason, this drug kills everybody, but not you.
But
you seem to be able to take it.
Yeah, but Raider says, "No, I'm not being the guinea pig.
Fuck that. Nah, I'm walking.
I'm out of the fight game, mate."
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. I've got a family. I'm walking away. He walks away.
Yeah. So now he walks the streets.
Yeah, he heads home. He goes to a newspaper stand.
Kiosk
Thing. It turns out Le Monde newspaper, which is one of the biggest newspapers in the world, that's closing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's his last day.
Last day.
Edition.
No point.
No reason.
But L'Equipe is the sports newspaper. That's fine. That's staying open.
Yeah, because the arena's driving
Massive.
big sales.
Exactly. News is not important anymore in this world. He tells the dude that someday he's going to buy his newsstand off him.
Yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, you've been saying this
You've
for
been
years.
saying that for years.
He's like, when you've got 15 grand,
come and see me.
I'll shake your hand, you can have it straight away.
Yeah. Then he goes home, he turns the TV on. There's a report on the TV that milk's now bad for you as well. Whilst he's drinking a carton of the exact same milk.
Because he's all full of
toxins and shit. It's all full of shit these days, and drugs and stuff. The whole world's been run by pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, all the cows are rioting and
yeah, exactly. It's quite funny though, because he's watching this news report as he's drinking the exact same carton of milk that's on the news report. So he's like, fuck this, and he goes out again.
The TV is all fights and drugs.
Yeah. There's nothing else on. As he leaves, there's a couple of suits outside his door.
There are.
And it turns out his sister's been arrested.
Yes.
We met his sister briefly earlier when he dropped his niece off back at her house.
Correct.
She's like a radical freedom fighter.
The police say she is in big trouble.
Yeah.
Because she's been arrested for firearm possession.
She's got a gun, and guns are bad.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in France.
Raided her apartment, and there was a gun under the bed. Or
the cop says to him she could get 5 to 10 years, depending on the judge. And Raider's like, well, it's my gun. I'll take the fall. It's mine.
Yeah, and the cop's like, no.
The cop's like, describe the gun to me. What make is it?
Yeah.
And Raider's like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's not my gun.
Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it?
Was,
because it doesn't try and follow through the lie at all. I quite like that.
So he rings the cop lady.
No, because at first the cop turns around and goes, oh, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 kids are over
You've
there.
got 2 nieces over here.
Do you want to take them away?
If you don't take them, I'm putting them in foster care. Yeah. You got to take them.
So we've got Anouk, who's the older one, who he rescued earlier.
Yeah.
Who's sort of teenage,
mid-teens,
angsty, resistant.
16, 17.
And then a young girl who's, I don't know, 5.
5, yeah.
Something like that. She was cute.
Yeah, she was cute. She was great. So he has to take them with him. He calls... I've written the boss woman, but it's the police woman that he met, that he was working for earlier, that he's also shagging.
Brackets boss lady.
Oh, wow. Get us.
It's his
handler.
friend / lover in the police.
Yeah. He calls her. She says she'll make some phone calls, try and find out what's going on.
She says, lay low. You don't want to be connected to this.
Don't do anything. Don't get involved.
Stay in your flat
with your nieces. His sister's boss comes up to him. Just outside, because we met him earlier.
Yeah, he's a resistance leader, Boris.
Yeah, he's like in charge of the radical freedom fighters. He's like, I've got a lawyer.
It's quite funny because the lady literally puts the phone down and says, lay low.
Yeah.
And then this guy storms in straight away.
Yeah,
like, causing a scene in this police station.
Yeah, right in front of all the media and stuff that are there. He's like, I've got a lawyer. We can sort this out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Raider flushes his head down the toilet.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this is all your fault. She's never been arrested before. Now suddenly she's been arrested. And then he leaves. He goes home. He does go to visit his sister briefly.
Yeah, there's a lot of setup here, but a lot of cutting around. But basically, he gets some visiting time with his sister.
Yeah.
She says straight away,
I'm completely
a lot of things, but I'm not.
I don't do guns. Nobody does guns.
Yeah.
We don't like guns.
They planted it.
It's definitely been planted by somebody.
Flat.
I don't know what's going on.
He says, can you look after the kids and find out who did this? Help me get out.
Yeah.
Please.
He says to her, just behave while you're in here. Just behave. Yeah. Don't do anything stupid. And she looks at him with really sad eyes and she's like, get me out.
Yeah.
Because
she's scared.
This is bad shit.
It really comes across.
This is bad juju. It really did come across. They get home with the two nieces. He gives them some food. The older niece is not happy. She wants to fight. She's like this radical...
Yeah, she like pours her dinner on the chair.
She does, yeah. She chucks her dinner on the chair and he slaps her in the face really hard.
Absolutely one bombs her.
He properly wallops her. He takes no shit.
I was like, oh, I didn't expect that actually. Because
he takes no shit from these kids.
So she storms
He's like, we're not doing anything. We're laying low. We're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. She storms off.
Yeah, she's like, we've got to get mum out.
So, and he's like, right, well, now she's stormed off into the streets. I've got to go after her. I've got this little one
Yeah,
here.
because he lives in an absolute dump.
Yeah,
And
he
Paris-
knows this is not a good place for a young teenage girl on her own. He's like, I've got this young one here. What do I do with them? I know. I live next door to a drag queen. So he...
we'd seen earlier when he left his apartment.
Yeah, they just swear at each other.
Their exchange was, so the drag queen called him a fascist.
Yeah.
And he called... what did he...
He used another F word.
Okay.
Shall we just say that?
Okay.
But they seem to have a love-hate relationship. There's a mutual respect there somewhere. Because this guy's called Myosotis. And he knocks on the door. He says, look, will you look after my niece?
Yeah.
And she does. She
Yeah.
absolutely will. So he takes the kid in. He goes out looking for the other niece. He finds her. She's being attacked by like 4 or 5 other guys.
She's literally got to the bottom of the stairs of the
She
building.
hasn't barely got out the building.
and
she's been almost raped.
Yeah, by a group of teenagers.
And they're like, the teenagers are like, leave us alone. You can have her afterwards.
She says, we'll bring her back in the morning.
Bring her back in the morning or something, yeah. So he just knocks them all out. He beats the fuck out of all of them.
And he says to Anouk, I am going to get your mother out.
Yeah.
But you need to listen to me and you need to stay.
He says, we can't wait for a revolution.
Yeah.
We need to pay the money.
Yeah.
We need to give them money because that's how the world works. The whole world works on money. And then he takes the other one in and leaves her with the neighbour as well.
Yes. And he goes to see the cop lady and she says, look, this arrest is going to stick.
Yeah.
The only way I think we can get your sister out is good old-fashioned bribery.
Yeah. They want 100,000
And
euro.
I reckon 100 grand will do it.
100,000 euro will get her out. Because if you give us 100,000 euro, the gun will disappear. If the gun disappears, the case will be dismissed.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So he's like, well, I turned down some drugs earlier. I could probably get the money that way.
Yeah.
So he goes back to his coach, his seedy coach guy. They prove to him that his blood is the only one that works by showing him what happens to other people's blood when it's exposed.
Yeah, so they bring a load of Dexter slides out, don't
they? They do, yeah.
And all the other... They put a drop of this drug on these slides and everyone else's blood kind of like either fizzles or turns to jelly.
But his doesn't.
His has no reaction.
Yeah. So he agrees to take it. He gets a bit more information on it. It's basically, you take this drug, you will be completely unbeatable.
For 5 minutes.
You will feel no pain, but you've only got 5 minutes.
Yeah, you will be Superman.
After 5 minutes, you will just hit the deck. You'll pass out.
Though they say...
That's the end of it.
The only problem is the come down might kill you.
Yeah, that's a bit of a come down. That's a side effect, isn't it, that?
There's a risk you might die.
But if you do it, you will get... conveniently, $120,000.
Well, they say we'll put you in the tournament.
Yeah.
And you'll have terrible odds.
Yeah. You'll be 12 to 1.
Yeah.
But if you put 10 grand on it, you'll get 120 grand. Exactly. This is what his coach was going to do.
Do you know what? We know that it will cost 100k to get his sister out. 15k for the kiosk.
Yeah. Job
bit
done.
Convenient, isn't it?
It is a bit.
5k left to spend.
5k left to spendos. So he says, no problem, let's do it, basically. He agrees to do it. Goes home, goes back to the drag queen's house.
The girls are having a great time.
Girls are in love with this girl. But it turns out this drag queen records her entire life and beams it online.
Yeah.
She's very convenient for what happens later in the film. But she's got cameras all around her apartment, beaming her life onto the internet.
But it was introduced here.
Yeah.
So
it was fine.
Fair play.
It's completely explainable as well. Yeah. It would happen. People do it.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
So she's not like a... Well, she says, it is popular when I, get down to naughty.
Yeah.
Or some people
like to watch me take a shit.
Yeah, but I don't... She doesn't necessarily perform.
No, she just lives.
This is my life.
Yeah.
And she's got her own website, hasn't she?
Yeah, and she does perform as a drag queen as well, so she's making good money, basically, is what's happening. And then we get the draw. We go back to the coach while the draw's happening.
This is like the European
the European preliminary rounds of who he's going to be fighting. And unfortunately, he's been drawn against Panzer.
Who's the number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed. So that being drawn against Djokovic.
Yeah.
This guy has had his nerve endings removed.
I was just going to say, ironic really, that we're talking about a sport when all people do is inject themselves with stuff. Because that's certainly what that guy's doing.
Djokovic will not inject himself with anything. But he's still allowed to play. So, do you know it's going to be really funny if he goes out in the first round? I will find that so funny. So he's been drawn against this guy, Panzer. Panzer's had his nerve endings removed.
Brilliant.
So he feels no pain.
Yeah.
He's absolutely.
And at this
impervious
point,
to
I'm
pain.
like, okay, we've had a lot of setup.
Yeah.
We've really bounced around here trying to put things in place.
Yeah.
But as soon as I hear he's fighting a guy who's had his nerve endings removed, I'm like, okay, if this is where we're going, we're at this level of stupidity. I'm in.
I'm all in. I was all in at this point.
Take me. I want
to be
this
fair,
film
that
to take
sounds
me.
like a convoluted beginning of the film. It's only 10, 15 minutes.
It's just positioning the pieces.
It's putting everybody in the right place, but it worked. It was kind of pacing.
Yeah.
It was kind of fast.
And it is set things up to pay off.
And
later.
it works, yeah. The coach is really not happy. He's like, even
like,
at 12-1, there's no way my guy can beat that
Yeah,
guy.
because the coach, he's like, he's not convinced about this drug.
No.
So he's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
And the only way he's going to make...
no chance.
The coach can't make money. The only way he can make money is by betting on the fights.
On Ares.
They don't actually get any salary for it.
Yeah.
And these odds are 12-1.
Panzer is undefeated.
Yep.
He's got 50 wins.
Yeah.
And 13 kills.
Wow. I wouldn't be too confident either with this untested drug going in, but they should have been. I think Raider at this point realizes that his coach isn't going to put the bet on because he doesn't trust it. So he's like, we need to put a bet on. He says to his niece, we need to put a bet on. We need a friend. Who's a friend? Drag queen.
Yeah.
Mycetosis. Myxomatosis. He's the friend. We'll get him to put to put 10 grand on me to win.
Yeah.
If I win, we'll have 120 grand.
Exactly.
Everybody's happy. He asks him to put it on. He agrees to put it on. Then we go, fuck it, let's just have a fight.
Yeah. Fight night.
The director's like, we've done all the build-up. Let's get straight to the fight.
We get the ring walk. We get the intro videos.
Yeah. So he gets given the drug.
Yeah, they both get jabbed.
His coach gets the drug.
So they've got like corner men.
Yeah.
And they just inject the fighters.
Yeah. Just, the director's like, zoom in on the needles. We want to see the needles.
And they're in a, like, it is a ring. It's square.
Yeah.
And it's
glass.
like, yeah, or perspex.
It's glass because it smashes like that, isn't it? It's a glass cage.
But there's no crowd either. We're in a TV studio.
It's just broadcast onto TV.
Yeah.
All over the world.
So there's no, like, in-arena atmosphere.
No.
Considering it's called arena.
Nobody's got a TV because everybody's poor. So everybody's out in the streets watching this broadcast live onto the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. The Eiffel Tower is covered in TV screens. Yeah. People watch it there. Or there's big screens all over the world. So the guy who injects him with the drug, he's like, you've got 5 minutes. You need to win this fight within 5 minutes. And he starts a timer on his watch. The fight starts. It doesn't go swimmingly, to say the least, to start with.
No.
The Panzer's getting some good licks in on him.
Yeah.
He's getting some good licks in on Panzer.
He's huge.
Switches. Panzer's enormous.
Yeah.
He's named after a tank, and he has a tank.
I think he skipped leg day.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
He ain't fitting through many doors sideways.
No, he's a big old unit. And it gets to the point where there's only a minute left on the coach's watch.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to win.
You're going to do it.
If you're going to do it, you've got to do it now.
Yeah.
Because you've got a minute left. So he does. He beats the living fuck out of this guy.
He takes him out of the knee and the elbows.
Yeah.
He goes to the
weak
joints.
spots. Yeah. Takes him out. To the
It's
point
all
where
crunchy.
Panzer's coach eventually throws in the towel.
Yeah.
Because Panzer's about to die. And he wins. Everybody's happy. Film's over, surely.
Turns out the coach
didn't put the bet on.
He didn't put the bet on. He didn't believe in the drugs.
There's a really nice scene because he's watching it with the woman from the pharmaceutical company. Yeah. And as soon as the fight finishes, she turns to him and she's like, you didn't put the bet on, did you? And he's like, no. I didn't think he was going to win. And she's like, you should have trusted me.
Yeah.
I know this drug works. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I thought it was really nice. And then just as he's getting up and he's celebrating his win, fucking hits the deck, passes out.
Oh, no, not quite.
Oh, wasn't it?
So Ares, before he passes out, he chucks up blood.
Oh yeah, he throws blood all over his corner
man,
and then passes out, hits the deck. So we think, oh shit, this is not. They told us that was going to happen, and it did happen. So we shouldn't have been too worried about it.
Ares is the Greek god of war, I believe.
Okay.
By the way, for his ring name.
That would make sense.
There you go.
Then we cut up to the tower.
Back to the board meeting.
Back to the board meeting. The suits up in the tower. Yeah. They're obviously quite happy.
They vote to continue the experiment.
They vote to continue with the drug because they've just watched their fighter beat an undefeated guy with it.
Ares was ranked 652 in France. Panzer was number 1.
So it's a big thing. It's like
the board are very happy.
They're very happy indeed. We get confirmation that Ares is alive and he's got no ill effects. He's absolutely fine.
Apart from the fact he's feeling groggy from the whole punches.
Yeah,
but
the drug has
he
made
could
no
be good to go again.
He could be good to go again. The woman comes in. She's like, "We found our patient zero.
Yeah,
we're sorted." Unfortunately, he wants out.
Yeah, he's got the money he needs.
He's got the 120 grand, 15 grand for the kiosk, 200 grand to get his sister out, 5 grand spendo.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. He said, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. I'm done. He goes home. He has my associates has the money on the bed. They're happy. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
He meets up with the drug pharmaceutical lady again.
Yep.
She's brought her boss with her. And they offer him some more money.
They say, we will sponsor you. You will be our champion.
Yeah.
Your face will be everywhere. You'll be famous.
Yeah. If you win the next round,
yeah,
you will get $5 million. 5 million euros.
And they give him an advance.
Here's 500,000 euros.
Just hand it over to him straight away. Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, I've got to do it. You can't turn down that sort of money, can you? So he meets up with his cop woman, gives her the money. They say, the sister will be out in a week.
Yeah.
Everybody, you'll be happy. The pharmaceutical company stand to make a lot more money than that.
Their stock's up 53%.
Yes. They're about to earn 32 billion euros. He buys a new apartment.
Well, I presume Deniver had moved him into it.
Well, yeah, he's manages to get a new apartment.
Yeah.
But the nieces don't like it because he's moved away from my associates.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that right. He goes to pick his sister up. Goes to drop off the money and pick his sister up. There's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
His sister's dead.
She's on a slab.
She's on a slab. She's been killed in prison. Did we find out how?
She was trying to defend another inmate.
She was, yeah. There's somebody going to a fight. She was trying to defend them. She's ended up dead.
So Raider says to his policewoman lady friend,
yeah,
find out who planted the gun in her apartment. If you need any more money,
yeah,
call me.
Take that money you've already got. It's
yeah.
useless now. Call me. We need to get to the bottom of this.
He wants to avenge his sister's death.
Yeah. Then we have a quick funeral scene. There's everybody we've met so far turns up at the funeral.
Yeah, felt a bit because we have to.
Yeah, it didn't.
I mean, one of my criticisms of this was maybe I'm asking too much. The kids weren't particularly bothered by their mother dying. Not that we saw anyway.
No, I don't think. I think you're right. I think they were just, but maybe they've just been worn down by their environment for so long. And they always knew it was going to happen at some point. We have a funeral. The boss turns up with some flowers. The coach turns up with some flowers. It's a funeral scene. And then we reveal his next opponent in the next round.
Yeah.
It's called Lamas.
What a dude.
This guy is Lamas. He's a sumo wrestler style fighter.
Yeah.
But he's also a fucking head case. And he's even bigger than the last guy.
Yeah. An absolute human mountain.
Yes. So he's watching this reveal on the TV. And whilst he's watching this, his sister's boss hacks into his TV.
Oh yeah. This is Boris. Yeah.
Isn't his name Boris?
Yeah.
He's not completely inept either, so that's good. His sister's boss interrupts and scrambles onto his TV, and he's got details of who set up his sister. And he gives him the details. He's like, we found out, we've got to the bottom of it, we know who planted the gun.
Yeah, so I've got a phone number. Yeah. A phone number and an address.
Yeah.
Of who called your sister.
So he drops the girls off with the neighbour again, and then he goes and has sex with that girl, the cop handler woman again.
Well, he goes to the promoter, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, because the phone number is the payphone directly opposite his coaching gym. He says to the handler woman, if anything happens, my 2 nieces are with my neighbour.
Yeah.
Can you make sure they're okay? Look after him. Because shit's about to go down. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah. It says if this fight goes bad, can you keep an eye on them?
Yeah. Fight 2 happens. We cut straight to the fight again. This time he walks to the cage alone. Well, not cage, ring.
Yeah.
Arena. What happens?
He is absolutely swatted aside.
Gets his ass handed to him.
I think it's 17
seconds. It's a record.
Lamas has got his finishing move is to crush his opponent against the glass.
He killed his last opponents against the glass. This time he lifts Raider up and he just bangs his head on the metal bar at the top until he passes out. He beats him in 17 seconds. This does not go down well with anybody.
No.
Because obviously the coach has lost some money. The pharmaceutical company have lost a fuckload of money.
We see the stock falling because I think it drops 80%.
You can hear the commentators saying, "Oh, this new drug's a scam. It's not real. It's all bullshit." It doesn't go down very well. The coach has lost a shitload of money as well. The suits are really not happy
because they're all gathered to watch the
fight because they thought we were about to make fucking 32 billion euros here. We briefly see that his cornerman is tied up in his locker room.
Yes. So he never took the drug.
So he leaves. He walks out of the arena. He gets away. He meets up with my associates. Turns out he bet 300 grand on Lamas.
Yeah.
He threw the fight.
He did.
For the money.
It was a pretty. It was 2-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's 600 grand.
Yeah, put all his money on. They've come away with 600 grand.
Yeah. He tells him to take all of the money and the girls, and if I'm not back tonight, take them.
He says, leave without me.
Yeah.
Whatever their plan is to escape.
I've got a plan. I'm going to avenge my sister's death.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. He goes to meet his coach. He goes up to see his coach. He says, look, I didn't take the drug, but I've managed to ruin this pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, he says, well, did you bet on the fight? You lost a bit of money, did you?
Yeah. Tough shit.
Fuck you.
Now you're going to die. He said he knows his coach is the one that set up his sister.
Yeah.
It was obviously all engineered to get him to take this drug and become this fighter.
Yeah, the coach was working with the driver to set it up.
Yeah. And then he injects the coach with the drug.
Yeah, which I liked because I was like, he's going to beat him to a pulp.
Yeah.
No, Raiders held on to this dose of the drug and he injects the coach with it. And it's pretty nasty.
His face goes all contorted and it just stretches away.
He bleeds to death through his eyeballs.
Yeah, bleeds out of his eyes. And dies. Then we find out that the pharmaceutical company now have his nieces.
Yeah, the corporate lady arrives.
Yes. His cop friend has betrayed him.
She's the rat as well. They're all in on it.
Yes, everybody's just in for any money they can get. She's at Maya Satosis's house.
Yeah.
I've said that different every single time, I'm sure of it. And she's got the two nieces. He's not there, but she's got the two nieces at gunpoint in this house. They try and trick Maya Cities. Knew I'd struggle with this. To come home. They get the niece to call him, get him home.
Yeah, so she says, don't bring dinner back.
Yeah.
Raider's on his way back and we're going to go out and celebrate.
Yeah. Raider says thank you.
Yeah.
Raider never says thank you. It's the whole thing that they've had. Maya Sotises knew that was a trick and figured it out straight away because Raider doesn't thank anybody.
And then, which is quickly confirmed because she borrows a phone from a member of the public and logs into her own website.
Yes.
And she can see the policewoman with a gun pointed at the two kids.
Yeah. It's clever because she films her own website.
There you go.
Raider's in the back of the car now with the pharmaceutical lady. She's giving him a bit more history of the drug and what it does.
Yeah.
She says we've tested it on 35,126 people.
Yeah.
35,125 people died. You didn't.
And she says, you've blown your chance. You could have done this, made a lot of money. Now we're just going to keep on testing on you and you're not getting anything.
Yeah, you fucked.
Yeah.
So Ares is taken up to the tower, taken to the suits, sat in front of them. They ask him outright there and then, did you take the drug? He says, no, I didn't take the drug. They've got a clone. Because of course they have. They've got a bodyguard man who's a clone of a former champion.
The world champion.
The current world champion.
Yeah,
I thought it was a former. Okay. They have a clone of the current world champion.
He's even stronger than Panzer.
He's stronger than anybody. He can hit at 1,710 kilograms of pressure. That seems a lot. I've never known hits be measured like that, but he can.
The corporate lady tells the rest of the board she thinks they need 2 months more of testing and they can stabilise the drug for mass use.
Yes.
But they can only so far test on Raider.
And then they inject him with the drug again.
They do. Yeah.
Seems a bit of a strange thing to do when you're sitting in a room full of... but they want a demonstration. The shareholders want to prove that he doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
That he can take it.
They want to prove that he didn't take it for the fight. And that's the only reason he lost.
Yeah. We cut back briefly to Myocetes getting home. He's there now with Raider's sister's boss.
Yeah, Boris. And Boris has got a gun.
Yeah, and he's got a gun pointed right at the door. Because obviously they know what's happening inside. They knock on the door. The cop sends the youngest niece to the door to see who's there. She says, it's the guy who lives here. It's Myocetes who we're waiting for.
Yeah, and he says, I've lost my key or something like that.
Yeah. So, but they're still watching from the outside on the guy's phone that they've now stolen. And as soon as they see this cop woman, betrayer, rat woman approach the door, they shoot her through the door.
Right through the peephole.
Right through the peephole.
And over the door.
And meanwhile, back at corporate tower, Ares' drugs have started kicking in.
Boris dials in. Somehow he hacks the board meeting.
And
he says...
Ares takes the drug.
Yeah.
Whilst he's waiting for it to kick in, Boris hacks into the board meeting's TV screen. And he's like, we're here. We're fine. Your nieces are fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your meeting. Which I thought was a great line. Then the only thing you can say in this bit is he throws the boss through the window.
Yeah, chucks the chairman out the window.
Chucks the chairman straight through the glass window.
Out of the skyscraper.
All the rest of the suits leg it. The clone guy and another guy approach him, and we've got a fight in an office.
We have.
They fight a lot.
He bites some fingers off.
He bites a guy's fingers off. Raider does.
He smashes another guy on the corner of a table.
Yeah.
It's pretty grim.
It's probably the best fight in the film, though.
I think it is. It's better than the fights in the arena, yeah.
Yeah, but the one of them was only short, and the one with Panzer was good.
Yeah.
But this one's better. He basically beats the crap out of these two guys. It finishes when he snaps the other one's neck.
2 minutes to spare he's got.
Yeah, he bangs one's head off the desk and kills him and snaps the other one's neck, and he's got 2 minutes left. It's only taken 3 minutes. He calls Boris. He says, I want to hack into their system.
Yeah.
He
wants to blow this thing wide open.
Yeah.
He's going to broadcast some of these facts
and he
to
does.
the nation.
He broadcasts the name of all 35,000 people that have been killed at the hands of this drug.
Yeah.
He calls his niece, the older niece, and says, look, they're not going to let me go no matter what happens here.
Yeah, even if we run, they're going to chase me. I'm worth too much.
I'm worth billions to them, he says. You won't be safe whilst I'm alive.
Yeah, bye.
He says, so bye, and say thanks to my cities. Because he never says thanks, and he says thanks at the end. Then he shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
Raider dies. So he shoots himself in the head in front of the woman who invented this drug.
Yeah, corporate doctor lady.
That's it. That drug's useless now. Without him there, nobody else can take it. His sister's boss hacks all of the TVs.
Across the city?
Yep. And reveals all of the Donlever.
Yeah.
Reveals all of their secrets. And then the voiceover of the niece comes on and she's saying what Raider did sparked a revolution.
Yeah.
It's going to save France.
And you then get a bit of a montage of all these revolutionaries sort of spraying.
Rising up, don't they? And
yeah, and the image that they have chosen as their figurehead is a sort of graffiti version of its Raider's profile.
Yeah.
He's
there.
Like,
you know when Obey did Andre the Giant's profile?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. And he becomes like this figurehead of revolution in France.
Yeah.
And the film ends.
Yeah, Mad World plays, which I felt was a bit lazy.
Yeah.
There are other songs.
There are other
in
songs.
the world.
It's not even that good a song, is it?
Not really.
What did you think of this film, Nick?
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a really pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it wasn't at all what I was expecting.
I thought it was getting a brainless bloodfest.
Yeah, same action,
and there was
no brainer.
There was a lot more to it than I thought.
Yeah, agreed.
And do you know what? It's only 80 minutes long.
Yeah, it flies by.
And it was pitched just right.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was really any fat to it.
No, I agree.
I don't think enough movies just go right. I'm not padding this out.
I've got a story for 80 minutes. I'm going to tell a film that's 80 minutes long, rather than going, we need to make it 90.
Yeah,
don't fuck it, make it 80, and it really works. It hits at such a pace, it flies by.
I thought the performances were good. Key to this though is that I think this. I don't think I can praise highly enough like the cinematography. Yeah. They do the dystopianness really well.
Yeah, they do.
Even if it's been done on a low budget, you can't necessarily tell that they've spent the money well. I had a fun time. Do you know what is really interesting? Having said, obviously, the relationship between Ola and Numi Rapace.
Yeah.
If you told me this was set in the same universe as What Happened to Monday, I would totally buy it.
Yeah, completely. That's a great point.
Exactly the same
Yeah,
world.
absolutely. That's a great point. They're very similar, aren't they? They have a very similar style as well.
The setting and the style. I just thought it was really weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. Now you've said that. I didn't know about that relationship, so I hadn't picked up on that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot more than I was expecting to like it.
Same.
The fact there was no dub annoyed me, but I got over that pretty quickly. It's difficult. It's so difficult writing notes when you're trying to read at the same time. The amount of times I paused it. It's like, right, I need to just...
French is fast language as well.
It is. It's so fast. But the film's so good. It's so action-packed. You will never get bored of it.
It didn't overreach.
No, it knew what it was.
Its budget, the ability of its actors.
It doesn't... Go on.
No, I was just going to say, look, Rapace doesn't have a lot of lines, but he was a good presence.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were good.
Yeah. Yeah, they were, all three of them. It's not set out like a sports movie. I was expecting him to go through the whole tournament and win.
I thought we were in for like a Running Man sort of.
Yeah.
The focus would be on the sports tournament.
But it's not. He blows the second fight.
And it was more interesting for it.
100%. Yeah, it was much better for it. And the ending is really great because he just gets the one up on the corporate guys really easily. Yeah. It's a real simple, fuck you. I didn't take your drug. Now I'm taking your drug while you're here. I'm free through the window. Yeah. Job done. He beats over that corporate entity so easily. It just works. It's great.
I had a good time.
I had a great time. I would watch it again.
Oh, strong.
Strong. What's the best thing about it?
I think it's tough to pick a best.
I think it's the pacing. I think it really works.
I think it's the world. I think it's the setting.
The setting and the world and the tempo of the film is so good.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch.
Now, they're in no way similar, but I do want to make a bit of a point just in compared to Werewolves of the Third Reich last week. It was a movie where they've gone, we're making this movie, we've not got the money to do it. Whereas this it felt like it stayed in its lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this probably got a much bigger budget than that had.
No, sure. But it's still a small budget.
Yeah, it will be a small budget.
And they've done a lot with it.
Yeah.
The world building, I think, was my
It made dystopian France look great.
Yeah.
Great, as in terrible, but great. I had a lot. No, it was great. I think that's the best thing. Like you said, the world building and the pacing and the film itself is the best thing.
We see so many examples where we said, "Oh, why did they do that last twist?"
Yeah,
or those last 5 twists.
Yeah,
or what? Oh, is that bit just padding or just the discipline?
Yeah,
I wish the discipline in this movie because it knows what it's going for and it hits it.
It does. It knows. It's exactly right. It knows exactly what it is. And it doesn't try and do anything flashy. Just it has a script and it tells that.
This is a story we're telling. Oh, we're gonna do a good job of it.
Do it and tell it well.
I had a good time.
Would you change anything about it?
I think you could do more gore.
Yeah,
and you could.
I'd maybe chuck one more fight in
because they were good fights. But there wasn't really. Considering how hyped the sport was, it wasn't the most. They weren't the most brutal.
No, they weren't.
That's nitpicking.
Yeah, it is. But I don't think there's much you can change to make this better. I think it's just is what it is. It's great. You don't want to make it any longer because then we negate everything we've just said.
Yeah.
You want to talk stream table?
Sure.
Do you want me to read the whole thing again? Do you think it just needs the top half or bottom half?
Let's do all of it because there's not much in there.
There's not much in
We're
there,
only halfway through, aren't we?
Well, we're 11. This is going to be the 12th one, isn't it? So currently the bottom of the stream is Werewolves of the Third Reich, quickly followed by Secret Obsession, then American Mary, Time Freak, The Holiday Calendar, Destruction Las Vegas, Classic Horror Story, The Perfection. Then the top 5 are currently Containment, Arlo the Alligator Boy, Good Time, and What Happened to Monday are the top 4.
I love it.
Thanks. I need to put some numbers on that table, I think. It's getting long. Where does this film fit in there, mate? There, Nick.
I'm giving you a start of 10.
Go on.
I think it's top 4.
Agreed.
That might be it for me.
Oh, really?
I think it's better than Containment. I'm not sure which side of... am I putting it above the children's animated musical, Arlo the Alligator Boy? Which is higher, that or this bloody... I don't know... cyberpunk Fight Club movie.
This is one of those times where I absolutely love this show. We're going to argue now which one of these is better.
My gut reaction is it's just below Arlo the Alligator Boy.
Below?
Just, yeah. That's my gut reaction.
Personally, I'd have it higher.
Okay.
Than both.
Both what?
Arlo the Alligator Boy and Good Time.
Oh, okay. We hadn't mentioned Good Time.
No, we hadn't. But
you'd have it second?
I'd have it second.
Okay. I think it's
then I don't like Good Time. Well, I didn't like Good Time as much as you like Good Time. So...
No, I think that's an interesting conversation.
I would definitely have it above Arlo the Alligator Boy.
Should we split the difference? Put it third? Top 3 is pretty good.
Top 3 is really good.
I certainly wasn't expecting
no, nor was I.
When I pressed play on this movie.
No, when it came out, the randomizer, when Robin gave it to us last week, I was like, not sure about this.
I was pretty dismissive, to be fair.
Yeah, I was as well. I
honestly thought it was a dumb action movie.
Yeah, and it's not at all. It's a good little commentary.
Yeah.
Third?
Yeah, I think that's a solid. I think that's a really good result.
There's a real argument for it going second as well, but I'm not going to have it. We do need to argue about Good Time at some point.
Okay,
but I don't think
keeping
that
time. Powder dry.
Yeah.
Fine.
Third. So we've gone from bottom last week to third this week.
Them's the breaks.
What's next week going to offer us?
Who knows?
We don't need to use Robin next week.
What?
Sam Mulholland, our wonderful Patreon, has used his wild card.
Oh, how exciting!
So exciting. Do you want to know what he's put? Well, don't say exciting until you know what he's picked.
Oh, well, no, I'm exciting because I'm excited.
I love a wild card week.
Because I know we're either going to get Well, going on past, we're either going to get someone going, I think this would be really good because I want to choose the best wild card.
Yeah.
Or people just go the other way and say,
I really want to watch this film. I really want to watch these two guys talk about it.
Yeah, make them watch this terrible movie.
Sam doesn't work like that. Sam wants to go for a good film.
Okay.
I think that's what he's gone for. I'm not sure if he's successful. We will have to find that out next week. So for those of you who don't know, if you're a Patreon of ours, you get a wild card. Normally every week on the show, we'll pick a film randomly.
Yep.
We have a randomizer called Robin. He's great. He gives us a film every week. If you have a wild card, you get to pick the film.
Sure.
You get to do Robin's job for him. Me and Nick both get one because we're the hosts. That's our job. And then if you're a top level Patreon, you get one as well. Sam's a top level Patreon. Sam's picked a film called Apostle.
Okay.
Ever heard of Apostle?
I don't think so.
Good, because you're not allowed to have. That's the whole point of the wild cards. It's another 18.
Okay.
It's from 2018, and it's 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
Okay.
It's long, much longer than this week's film. Much longer. It's probably going to be one of the longest films we've done.
Possibly.
Nice. Do you want to know the synopsis?
Yes, please.
It is a Netflix original.
Okay.
It says, in 1905, a drifter on a dangerous mission to rescue his kidnapped sister tangles with a sinister religious cult on an isolated island.
Oh, ominous.
So we're going back to 1905. We've been back that far, don't think we? Oh, maybe.
We've been well back in the past.
Elementary. Dan Stevens is in it.
Okay.
Richard Aiffin's in it. I think you're going to be more excited about the director than you are going to be about the cast.
Okay.
Do you want to know who directed it?
Yes, please.
Gareth Evans.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We just spoke
about
him on Monday.
on the Wave on Monday. He's the director of The Raid and The Raid 2.
Wow, okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
all I'm saying is a lot to live up to because they're amazing movies.
So, it's going to be an interesting week. I don't know. I think Sam's might have picked well there.
I've got a good feeling, but let's see what happens.
It's currently rated at 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb,
which
is exactly the same as this week's film.
There you go.
Chances of that
Benchmark.
Benchmark. So we're going to go out and watch Apostle. So in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, the email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com. If you want to check us out on the website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded. You'll find all the stream tables. You will find some Botska stuff, some Oscar stuff, loads of other cool stuff. And you can even get some Bottom of the Stream merch if you want a Bottom of the Stream
canoe.
Maybe. Who knows? It might be on there. There's loads of random shit on our merch stage. When you've done all that, come check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. On there for a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to the movie show episodes. You'll get bonus episodes. We've got a massive plan of bonus episodes we're going to start doing.
Yeah.
We're going to be on it.
Slotted in for the year.
2022. We've planned a whole year's worth of bonus episodes. It's exciting. Come and join us for those. Nick also writes a wild card. Nick writes a newsletter every month. And if you come in at the top level, like I've just mentioned, you'll get a wild card so you can pick the film that we watch. After you've done all that, come check us out on Discord. The Discord link will be at the bottom of the show notes.
If you've got a few minutes, please consider leaving us a review anywhere that you can review podcasts. That could be Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Cephalopod. There's loads of those sort of places. Give us a review. Really helps our algorithm and puts us in front of more people's eyes and therefore ears. I'd really like some reviews in French, please.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. I did GCSE French. I might be able to understand them a little bit.
Same.
Didn't understand any of this film, so probably not. Do all of that. Then go out and watch Apostle, and we'll see how Sam's played his wild card next week.
Cheers.
Bye.